Hello students, this is your second part of video of first chapter from civics. So what was the topic that we have covered in the previous video? The first two topics we have already covered. What is constitution, and second one is why does the country need a constitution. So in this video we are going to cover the third topic, that is the Indian constitution and its key features. So there are 5 key features. First one is federalism, second parliamentary form of government, third one separation of powers, fourth one fundamental rights, and the fifth one is secularism. So in this video we are going to cover federalism. So the first feature of Indian constitution is federalism. So what do you mean by federalism? Existence of more than one level of government is called as federalism. It means the country would have more than one level of government. So India is a great example. India has 3 levels of government, that is at top, center, secondly state, and at the third level there is local self-government and also known as Panchayati Raj. So the power is divided into 3 different levels. Now why is federalism necessary? Federalism is necessary to keep everyone in unity. Secondly, diversity could be followed. And thirdly, or you can say to lay down peace and harmony. So federalism is very much necessary. As I said, India is a vast country, and as per it is vast country, there are number of community living together in India, having belief in different religions, caste, and coming from different backgrounds. So there should be a peace and harmony which is brought by federalism. Federalism keep them in unity, so it is very much necessary. Now, constitution contains lists that detail the issues that each government can make law on. So each government is having a list of detailed issue to which they have to make the laws, and again that is being provided by the constitution. So they cannot make law on any of the issues. The issues are provided by the constitution, the list of issues. Government at all levels draw their authority from the constitution. So their power, their limitation, everything is provided by the constitutions. All people in the country governed by law made by this government. So each and every citizen has to follow certain rules and regulations or laws. So that laws are being made by this government. Let us understand from this diagram the 3 levels of government. The outer circle represents the country, the whole country, and it is looked after by the first level of government, that is central, or you can call it as union government. So inner circle you can consider it as state. So the second level of government is working over here, that is state government. And the innermost circle represents the district and village, that is being controlled or looked after by the local self-government or the Panchayati Raj. So these are the 3 levels of government. Now central or union government, they have to control the whole country. So whole country is being looked after by the central, and even the capital. So in whole country, each and every states they have to look after. Then the capital, both are being looked after by the central and union government. So they are having control over it. So what are the other working areas? So they can take the decision over army. So that is the work of central or the union government. National security, that comes under the central or union government. Next is state government. The state government is controlling the particular region, so they cannot look after the whole country. Whole country is already looked after by the central union government. The same as central cannot look after the particular state. They have to look after each and every state, but what the particular region needs, wants, or need the developments that can be clearly understood by the state government only. So state government is controlling the one part of the whole country. So state controls a particular region. Now under them they look after the police. So as I said, national security is the responsibility of central and union government. So here they are looking after the police. So police comes under the state government. Local self-government, the third level of government. So they are controlling, this government is controlling the district and small villages. Now from this you can understand from top to bottom the power of government was being divided. It is not in the one hand, not in the hands of central, or not in the hands of state, or not in the hands of local self-government. The power is being divided according to the area. The whole country at the top level, then state-wise in the second level, and district or villages in the third level. So it could be easily and smoothly governed. Vast community of India meant that system of government needed to be devised that did not involve only one person sitting in the capital city of New Delhi making decision for India. As I said, vast community, India is having vast community. So the government should not be handled by or looked after by only one person, or he cannot take the decision. Only one person could not take the decision for the whole country. So it is unfair. Decision should be taken according to the particular area. So that is being looked after by whom? State. As I said, state is looking after the particular area. So it was very important to have another level of government. So we are having the second level and third level. State can take decision as per the area so that the diversity could not be exploited. Now, while each state in India enjoys autonomy in exercising power on certain issues, but subject of national concern require that all these states follow the laws of central government, example, security of country. So a state is enjoying, they are ruling in the particular region, taking decision also, they are having that autonomy, or they are having that power to look after that particular region. But if it is the subject of national concern, then the decision would only be taken by the central government. It could not be taken by the state. So here I have set up an example, that is a security of country. As in previous slide I have mentioned army, like that this decision could be only taken by the central government. State government cannot involve in this matter. The police department comes under the state government, but the army or the security of the country comes under the central government. So they have to take. So though they are enjoying their autonomy or their power to look after the particular region, but they cannot involve in the matter of the national concern, the subject of national concern. The constitution contains list that details the issue that each tier of government can make law on. So again, constitution is having one list and the detailed issue, as I said in previous slide also. So each tier of government had to make law on that particular list. Now what are the list? The union list. Now this union list is looked after, or the central government works on it, Example, the national security. So only the central governments are having the right to work on the national security. No other level of government can involve. So these are the issues which are being looked after by the central government. So that is called as union list. So union list is taken care by central government. Nextly, we are having state list. So state government works on what issue they work on, that is trade, police, agriculture, etc. So they work upon these many issues in the state list. Now there is third list, that is called as concurrent list. Now both are sharing their power. Who both? The central and the state. They both work together. They share the power. Now which issues they are looking into or working upon? That is education, forest, trade, the resources, everything. So that is being looked after by both the power as per their need or demand and the supply. So the concurrent list is being taken care of by the both powers, that is central and state. So there are three lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. Union list is looked after by the central government, they work on it. State list is looked after by the state government, they work on it. And the concurrent list, both are working, the central and the state. Constitution also specifies where each tier of government can get the money from for the work that it does. So again, for doing this many works there or these many projects, if they have to complete, then they need money. So even that also is mentioned in the constitution, from where they would get the money. Simply, if I set an example, in your locality, if park is being constructed or sanitation facility is given to you, or the city bus services is given to you, so these facilities are given to you by the government, by the level of government to which area you are living in. So they collect money as a taxes from the citizen itself, and that is being used by them to give away the facility to the common people. So this is a common example. There are so many projects. So from where they could take away the money, so the resources, or from the resources from there, from where they would take away the money, that is also specified in the constitution. Under federalism, states are not merely an agent, but they have authority also to work. It is provided by the constitution. So state, it's not an mere agent who is having authority to work. Under federalism, it is having that power also, though they are not able to involve in the matter of central government, then too also they are having their power to look after the particular regions. So it is provided by the constitution, under which key features? Under the federalism, they are having the freedom to look after the particular region, to take away the decision for the betterment of that particular area on behalf of the people, because peoples are selecting them. Now all the person in India are governed by laws and policies made by each of these levels of government. Again, the citizen of India are governed, and again governed by what? Laws and policies. So these laws and policies are made by each of these level of government. So in central level, what are the laws made? That has to be followed by the whole country. And secondly, the laws made by the states, that is followed by the particular region, particular state. So the requirement of law would be differ from the country and from the state. Here I can again set an example, like to wear an helmet on two-wheeler, it is compulsory for the whole country. So if they are not doing it, if they are violating the law, then they have to pay the penalties. So here it is being taken off from one of the state, that is Punjab, because they are used to wear turban, and that is their religious belief to wear that, so that is related to their sentiments, to their religious sentiments. So they are not going to remove the turban. So they requested the central government to take out this law from the Punjab, and not even the Punjab, wherever the Sardars move, they are not wearing the helmet. So they are having a special permission from the central government, and this request is being put on by the state. So this is a special requirement by one particular state. So no penalty could be charged on that particular state or to that particular citizen. So all the laws and policies, so each level of government what they are making, and according to that we are working on. So different kinds of laws also you can see. So federalism, or we have covered already over here. For the next key features, stay tuned for the next coming video. Till then, thank you.